Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
after Bhumi Puja at Ayodhya, a Maulana from All Indian Imam Association suggests if Ram Mandir is rebuilt, it should then be demolished. He claims Ram Mandir was not there previously. Despite a slew of objections and legal applications, the Bhumi Puja was successfully completed in Ayodhya. Included in the anti-Hindu attacks against the birthplace of the embodiment of compassion was also a letter to the New York mayor stating that depicting Lord Ram at New York's Times Square was an act of Islamophobia. Despite this, there are images circling the internet depicting Lord Ram and his mandir displayed at the New York landmark location. A petition has been filed at the Madras High Court by the Indic Collective Trust against Tamil Nadu Hindu Religious and Charitable Endowments Minister and the HRNC Commissioner for alleged misuse of funds from temples like Mylapore Kaplishwara Temple and Mangalu Kamakshi Amman Temple. The Indic Collective Trust accused both the HRNC Minister and the HRNC Commissioner of using cars bought from the temple funds of the respective temples for their own purposes. The Tamil Nadu state government was earlier accused of misappropriating temple funds to execute public infrastructure projects in violation of the HRNC Act. Recently, it had also attempted to regularize encroachments on temple lands through an order. However, this was stayed by the Madras High Court. The state government is now trying to vacate the stay, saying that the lands are unwanted lands. The Times of India reportedly spoke to Jamshed Khan, a resident of Ayodhya city. The man, a Muslim, said that changing one's religion did not change his ancestors. We believe Ram was our ancestor and we will celebrate with our Hindu brothers, he said. The man was on hand for the Janmbhumi Puja and was hoping to catch a glimpse of the ceremonies, even if from a long distance. A Tamil weekly publication reports on how Kerala state came to be known as God's own country. When India got independence from British on 15th of August 1947, the Travancore Kingdom didn't join the Indian Union government. The Travancore Kingdom announced it would remain a separate country by itself. Later, when talks were on between the Indian representatives and the King Chitra Tirune Bharamavarma to make Travancore Kingdom as part of the Indian Union, the king said, "This land doesn't belong to me and belongs to Lord Padmarama, and I am only the custodian. If the Lord Anantan asks me to do, I will oblige." It is reported that when the Travancore Kingdom joined the Indian Union, the king signed in favor of Lord Padmanabhaswamy, that the kingdom belongs to the Lord. To this day, Kerala state is known as God's own country.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Nithyanandam, we offer our humble obeisance, our humble pranams at the lotus feet of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. We welcome all the viewers across the world, wishing an auspicious Suprabhatam. Good morning to all this morning. For those of you tuning in for the first time to Kailasa's Nithyananda TV, welcome to the official TV channel for Sri Kailasa, the greatest Hindu nation in the world. His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the reviver of Sri Kailasa, the ancient enlightened civilization, the great cosmic border of borderless Hindu nation. His Divine Holiness is an avatar from is a supreme pontiff of Hinduism, His Divine Holiness has made science of power manifestation, yoga, and temple-based university for humanity. Sovereign Order of Sri Kailasa, led by His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam and Nithyananda Order of Monks, Nuns, and Hindu diaspora are working for global peace and to give superconscious breakthrough to the humanity. Nithyananda Hindu University, which is the world's largest and extended campuses in 150 countries, is collecting, organizing, preserving, and time capsuling, decoding, spreading, and reviving 20 million source books of Hinduism and 64 sacred arts and sciences like Ayurveda, music, dance, sculpting, astrology, Vastu. His Divine Holiness is the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Shyamala Pita Savagnya Pita and present Emperor of Suryavamsa Surangi Samrajyam. His Divine Holiness has survived the worst persecution of many assassination attempts on person and character by anti-Hindu elements. To explore the videos, you can visit Kailasa's Nithyananda YouTube channel. Spread the message of Sri Kailasa. Share this satsang. Let's enrich and enrich. In Hinduism, we recognize the happening of incarnation on planet Earth. Every few thousands of years, the superconscious energy decides to manifest in physical plane and relate with all of us to give the breakthrough which is needed at that time. This happened with all the physical breakthroughs of life, like walking on the land for the first time, walking on two legs for the first time, developing language for the first time. Paramashiva manifested on planet Earth in order to lead life at the time to the next evolutionary breakthrough. Today, there are millions that recognize Paramashiva has come down to planet Earth once again in the form of His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, whom we fondly refer as Swamiji. He manifested this grand Leela of his life for each and every one of us to be a part, to have a superconscious breakthrough. Swamiji has taken this physical form and come down from Kailasa itself. Now that Swamiji is there, we can celebrate his happening on planet Earth and spread the message of Sri Kailasa. We invite all the viewers to share this link with all on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all the other social media platforms as we continue in the satsang introduction and get prepared for Swamiji's live satsang. Swamiji beautifully tells us, please understand the only practice which can destroy the self-doubt pattern is enriching others. You cannot complete with your self-doubt. You need to understand how much ever completion you try to do, you will suspect. You will have doubt even on that completion. How much ever completion you do, the doubt on the very completion itself remains. How will you clear that? Ramakrishna says beautifully, if somebody is possessed by ghost, you can throw sesame seeds on them. So the ghost which is inside you will run away. But if the ghost enters inside the sesame seed, how will you drive the ghost using the sesame seed? He is sitting inside the sesame seed. So, if you have any incompletion, you can do the completion process and complete it. Get rid of it. Get rid of all the incompletions. But self-doubt is such the doubt in the very completion process itself. So, the incompletion has entered into your completion. Then how the completion is going to remove the incompletion? I tell you, the one and only way to get rid of the self-doubt is enrich. Enrich others. Enrich is not the marketing strategy. Enriching is not converting, because converting others, the result is external. Marketing is the result in external. For the sake of the results outside, you do marketing or converting. But here, with enriching, the results are inside. Over the last 7 months, Swamiji has been continuously guiding us, all the Kailashins, through the perilous time which we are living in. The coronavirus pandemic has claimed almost 20 million lives with 700,000 deaths. The economic collapse and global famine which has happened due to the lockdown that nations all over the world have mandated are both affecting billions. An approximate 10 million people all over the world are suffering due to severe hunger. The world is facing a crisis of unprecedented proportion with the COVID-19 pandemic, worldwide lockdown, deep insecurity about health, worries about the uncertain future, be it of one's job or children's education or the global economy or social structure. Turning on the local news or national news is only bringing us heartbreaking news, making us aware for the chaos occurring in all directions. There is an overwhelming number of people who are facing depression and deciding to commit suicide. Just in the country of Nepal, during the first 74 days of lockdown, 1,200 people committed suicide. This is more than the number of people who died from being infected with coronavirus. In a recently published opinion piece in Times Magazine, United Nations Secretary General Antonio stressed the cumulative impact of stress, grief, and anxiety. Unless we act now to address the mental health needs associated with the pandemic, there will be enormous long-term consequences for families, communities, and societies. The United Nations has urged governments around the world to take the mental health consequences seriously and ensure widespread availability of mental health support. Dr. Petsanins, a neurologist from Switzerland, hopes for change. He would like to see more investments in healthcare facilities and in healthcare itself. That way we will have fewer medical errors, fewer issues in hospitals, less stress and panic. He added, I'm wondering myself if this corona period is a big alarm or wake up call to invest in human capacity.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
we are living in currently was foretold centuries ago in countless scriptures, including the Agamas and Puranas. The Puranas is a compilation of the historical universal happenings brought together by Vyasa, the sage who lived many times over the course of centuries upon centuries. In the Kurma Purana, sage Vyasa echoes the Rishi's declaration. In the same Kurma Purana, Vyasa continues their undeniable truths. Vyasa said in the Krita Yuga, which is Satya Yuga, meditation, dhyana, holds as ultimate. The Treta Yuga, the path, is the sacred knowledge, jnana. In the Dwapara Yuga, only the performance of yajna, the sacred fire ritual. In the Kali Yuga, it is the path of dana, the enriching offers indeed. Brahma is the presiding divinity for Krita Yuga. In the Treta Yuga, it is Bhagavan Ravi, Surya. In the Dwapara Yuga, the Devata, presiding divinity, is Vishnu. And in the Kali Yuga, the presiding divinity is Rudra, Lord Maheshwara. In this verse, Vyasa explains to us the different ages of time and the avatar, the deity, who leads us through the time. Specifically, he mentioned that Paramashiva is an avatar who is the presiding deity for the Kali Yuga. Paramashiva manifests just in order to guide us through this time. Today, the world is slowly waking up to the need of the hour as destruction pervades across all nations. The happening of the incarnation of Paramashiva is more relevant to each and every human being now, more so than ever.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
As the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Swamiji has been continuously guiding over 2 billion Hindus all over the world to protect ourselves during this time and to use this time to consciously build ourselves and have a superconscious breakthrough. Paramashivoham Level 2 program is another initiative Swamiji has started for the same purpose. Over 5,000 people have attended this 16-day program until today, and we have hearing about the heartfelt sharings of people around the world who have benefited. The Global Akhanda Nirvikalpa Samadhi Jnana Yajna, a worldwide 24/7 initiative of meditation, prayer, and spiritual healing through unclutching. Over 4 million minutes have been recorded in less than 100 days. Just to put things in perspective, 4 million minutes is equivalent to one person sitting for 7.6 years in unclutching continuously without one single break. Swamiji has blessed that the power of joining this global movement is such that if you participate by just sitting for 1 hour every day, along with hundreds of others during this yajna, you will experience the same benefit of 7.6 years of unclutching.
All stress.
Another breakthrough program that Swamiji launched is the Paramashiva Gana program, a unique program during the 4-month Chaturmasya period to do digital Shastra Dhyana, studying the scriptures. Swamiji reveals the divine message from Paramashiva every day at 7:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Tuning in to the live satsang every day is the perfect way to spiritually align yourself again and again. If you missed the live satsang, you can always go back and watch on Kailasa's Nithyananda YouTube channel. Let's now understand the divine guidance that Swamiji has been giving us for us during this pralaya. This is just a handful of contributions which Swamiji has started in the year of 2020. Especially
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
All stress is your inability to connect your various states of existence and have consistency with it. I tell you, every situation you feel irritated, angry, violated, intruded, just don't react. Be calm and look in. What is making you feel violated? What is making you feel irritated? What is it that is getting into your nervous system? What is it that constantly shakes you? If you see, you will understand it has nothing to do with what is happening externally. It is something triggered internally. I tell you. Getting triggered internally and reacting for it externally and making stupid decisions is called delusion. Delusion is worse than death, because death is only 1 minute happening. Delusion destroys you, which is like a continuous suffering. The decisions you make in delusion is worse than death. Death is actually nothing. It's just changing clothes. But decisions you make during delusion destroys your life. Just understand, your husband, your wife, your house, your kids, your furnitures, your family, your friends, your external world is not at all bad, and they are not responsible for the sufferings you are going through inside, at least till December 14th. See, till December 14th, there is a huge Trobhava energy, delusion energy getting released on this planet. At least till December 14th. Maybe you can make a chart. You can write on your bedroom wall, or write on a paper and stick it on the bedroom wall. Till December 14th, none of my family or friends or external world is responsible for all my suffering. Understand? Everything you feel so logical and factually right to accuse others, blame external situations. Everything looks so factually right will suddenly collapse after December 14th, because now the delusion energy is predominant in decision-making component of you. Buddhi is deluded extensively. So the idea about I and mine is traveling in a very dangerous territory and terrain, both. Terrain and territory, both. The territory which is not yours and the terrain which is very dangerous. I just want you to know, till December 14th, even if you just eat and sleep whole day, that is okay. Don't make major decisions. If you can, do yoga. The ecosystems, like how in many cities our devotees have formed. Everyone wakes up in morning Brahma Muhurta and calls all the people who are in that same time zone and does yoga. I tell you, this kind of groups are literally like direct Paramashiva. Person who calls you in Brahma Muhurta and wakes you up and asks you, come on, let's do yoga. Be very clear. Remember that call is directly from me to you. My dear, come on, get up. It's time. Let's do yoga. Remember, this very voice is only coming to you, maybe in somebody else's form. Never miss that. Wake up. Do yoga. Do puja. If you don't feel like doing, if you don't want to do, all right, don't do anything, but don't make any decision in your life. If you can do the spiritual practices like yoga, unclutching, you will get enlightened. During this pralaya, I can give you one very powerful technique, method. Just decide to go liquid diet. See, when you don't give solid food, your body, when you don't give solid food to your body starts eating itself. Then it throws all kinds of anger, violence, tantrum, everything. It literally tries to make you mad. During that time, sit and do completion. Read my books. Bhagavad Gita, Living Enlightenment, these are the best books. You will master your biochemistry. Means the chemicals of your biology. See, the impact of the chemicals on your biology, if you master that, you will live such ecstatic life. I tell you, if the load of getting irritated, getting violent is taken away from your system, you will start feeling connection with powerful cognitions and higher existence intensely. I tell you, I have seen this work thousands of times, not just in my life, my gurus. See, actually, when people come to my do puja, if you don't feel like doing, if you don't want to do, all right, don't do anything, but don't don't make any decision in your life. If you can do the spiritual practices like yoga, unclutching, you will get enlightened. During this pralaya, I can give you one very powerful technique, method. Just decide to go liquid diet. See, when you don't give solid food, your body, when you don't give solid food to your body starts eating itself. Then it throws all kinds of anger, violence, tantrum, everything. It literally tries to make you mad. During that time, sit and do completion. Read my books, Bhagavad Gita, Living Enlightenment. These are the best books. You will master your biochemistry. Means the chemicals of your biology. See, the impact of the chemicals on your biology. If you master that, you will live such ecstatic life. I tell you, if the load of getting irritated, getting violent is taken away from your system, you will start feeling connection with powerful cognitions and higher existence intensely. I tell you, I have seen this work thousands of times, not just in my life, my gurus. See, actually, when people come to my gurus, I have seen how my gurus deal the disciples, devotees. People come with the problems. I have seen my Guru Isaki Swami personally advising and people getting benefit of this Nirahara Samyama. See, Nirahara Samyama is nothing but you becoming Mahabhairava. See, Mahabhairava is described to be a human flesh eater. Naramamsa Bhakshini. That doesn't mean you will kill human beings and eat. No. Your own body eating itself is Naramamsa Bhakshini. Your own flesh is eaten by your own body. When you don't give solid food, you are Mahabhairava, Akasha Bhairava. Sit as Akasha Bhairava. Don't give solid food, only lubricate your system through liquid diet. Give a very healthy liquid diet, very healthy juices, herbs. I'm not saying don't give nutrients. Give nutrients, minerals, everything needed for the body in a liquid form. When you start doing that, body will try to throw tantrum. It will behave like a mad mother-in-law, Indian mother-in-law, mad Indian mother-in-law. It will try to break everything.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
just a handful of the contributions which Swamiji has started in the year of 2020, especially for making superconscious breakthrough happening during the time of this Pralaya. Swamiji recently inaugurated 6 international organizations in order to organize and continue the services of Sri Kailasa for every human being. These organizations are Saffron Om for world peace, conflict resolution, religious freedom, Red Om for relief work, hunger relief, disaster relief, and medical and health aid, Green Om for environmental protection, Blue Om for animal rights, White Om for psychological healing, spiritual counseling, superconscious breakthrough, Yellow Om for Satvidya, yoga, Ayurvedic solutions, and medical care. To learn more about these initiatives, you can visit kailasa.org/tremendous service to humankind, started at a very young in his life. Let us now watch Swamiji himself explaining to us about them.
Strain of toxin inside your system is enough to strain of toxin inside your system is enough to make your whole day hell. Acidity is the physical reaction which triggers your anger and agitation pattern. You should work on your body. Make sure your hunger does not trigger your anger and irritation. Start learning to enjoy the hunger. Don't be diverted by the patterns triggered by acidity. Learn to see these two separately. Understand? Rain is the self-purification process of nature. water element from the ocean gets purified by the fire element from sun and becomes cloud, gets showered as rain, and when it showers, it purifies the air space too. All the five purifying itself is rain. Mahamari, Mariamman, is the self-purification process of Prakriti, Parashakti. Fasting is the self-purification process of the system you are carrying. Understand? There are many intangible components in you, what you call as your life. Fasting is the best way to purify all the tangible and intangible components of your existence. That's the most powerful purification. Just few strains of toxins, poisonous toxins in your system is enough to make your whole day hell. You will be continuously irritated even if you win the lottery. This whole Pachapattini Vratam is just making all of us available to Parashakti for her to manifest through us and heal